Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe me, it is becoming a very real business problem. We're talking about post-quantum cryptography.
So picture this. There's a new type of computer on the horizon, and it's so powerful it could literally shatter the encryption that protects, well, everything. We're talking about our entire digital world. Your bank account, government secrets, you name it. The very foundation of our digital trust is about to be put to the test.
But here's the kicker. What if the real danger is already here? The threat might be a lot closer than you think. And you know what? It's not really about what these quantum computers will do tomorrow. It's about what adversaries are doing right now. All right, so let's get into it. To really wrap our heads around this, we first have to understand the core problem that these new machines create.
So to fight back, the security world is developing something called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC for short. And think of it this way. It's not just about making a stronger lock for the doors we already have. No, it's about inventing a completely new kind of lock, one based on math problems so mind-bendingly complex that even a super powerful quantum computer would basically just throw its hands up in defeat.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. Not all encryption is created equal on the face of this threat. The stuff we use for secure websites and digital signatures, what we call public key cryptography, well, that's sitting right in the crosshairs. A quantum computer running something called Shor's algorithm could crack it, no problem. But the encryption that scrambles the actual data itself, that's symmetric encryption, that's a much tougher nut to crack. It's not totally unbreakable, but it definitely buys us a whole lot more time. And that brings us to the most urgent part of this whole conversation. It's a threat that's happening as we speak, even though hackers don't have these quantum computers yet.
This strategy has a chilling name: harvest now, decrypt later. What's happening is that attackers are stealing and hoarding enormous amounts of encrypted data today. Just imagine it: financial records, corporate secrets, classified government files, all being siphoned off and stored away. They're playing the long game here, betting that in a few years, they'll get their hands on a quantum computer that can unlock it all. So let me put it this way. If you have any data that needs to stay secret for more than, say, 5 or 10 years, it's already vulnerable. Today.
And this chart, wow, this really shows the dangerous gap between the threat and how ready we are. Just look at those numbers. A huge chunk of organizations admit they aren't prepared, and even more are just waiting to act. That gap, that's a massive collective risk. Getting to a quantum-safe future is going to require a serious, immediate investment in people, planning, and, resources.
I love this quote from Chris Hickman, the CISO at Keyfactor. He says, delaying doesn't buy you clarity, it buys you exposure. He's basically saying that waiting isn't a strategy, it's a liability. Every single day an organization waits, it's just racking up more risk, accumulating what people are starting to call crypto debt. And that just makes the inevitable switch way harder and way more expensive down the line. Okay, so it's clear we have to act, and we have to act now. But that brings us to the next big myth we need to bust, the idea that this whole transition is going to be easy. You'll hear a lot of tech vendors out there claiming that getting quantum ready is a piece of cake. Oh, it's just a simple firmware update, they'll say. But let's be real. For pretty much every organization out there, the reality is a whole lot more complicated than a catchy marketing slogan. The truth is, this is a massive, massive undertaking. This isn't like changing a tire. This is like trying to rebuild the entire engine of a car while it's still driving down the highway. Seriously, we are talking about rebuilding your entire public key infrastructure, your digital identity system, from the ground up. Every single user, every server, every connected device is going to need a new digital credential. On top of that, the core protocols that run our networks, like TLS and SSH, they all have to be updated. Oh, and the new keys? They're bigger, way bigger, which means they can impact performance and storage if you don't plan this out super carefully. Yeah, when you lay it all out like that, it's easy to feel a little overwhelmed. But here's the good news. There is a clear path forward. So let's break down the roadmap that takes you from chaos to control. The big question is, where do you even begin? Well, the journey doesn't start with buying a bunch of new stuff. It starts with discovery. I love how Vladimir Sucharher puts it. It's like turning on the lights in a dark warehouse before you try to reorganize it. You have to see what's there first.
You need a complete, no-kidding inventory of every single place your organization uses encryption, because you absolutely cannot protect what you can't see.
So here it is, a practical 5-step plan to get you there. Step 1, do that cryptographic inventory. Just figure out what you have and where it is. Step 2, assess your quantum risk. Go through your hardware and software, find the vulnerabilities, and prioritize your most important assets. Step 3, develop a phased roadmap. Look, you don't have to boil the ocean. Create a clear plan and start with your highest value data, the stuff that needs to stay secret for a long time. Step 4, and this one is so important, vendor management. Start right now. Mandate PQC support in all your new tech purchases and RFPs. And finally, Step 5, monitor compliance. Keep a close eye on the evolving regulations from places like NIST and new government mandates. You've got to stay ahead of the curve.
And that brings us to a really important shift in how we think about this. This whole thing isn't just about playing defense against some far-off threat. It's actually a strategic opportunity. It's a chance to build the next generation of digital trust. Look, the organizations that get out ahead of this, the ones that act early, they aren't just ticking a security box. They're creating a real competitive advantage. By showing they're serious about long-term data protection, they're sending a powerful message to their customers, their partners, everyone. The message is, you can trust us with your data, now and in the future. And this quote from Jordan Rocky, Keyfactor CEO, just hits the nail on the head. Trust is tomorrow's currency, and PQC is how you earn it. He's absolutely right. In our digital economy, trust is everything. It's the most valuable currency we have. Moving to PQC isn't just a tech project. It's how your organization is going to earn and keep that trust for decades to come. So, we're going to leave you with this final thought. This massive shift, it is not just an IT project buried in the basement. This is a fundamental leadership challenge. It needs clear ownership right from the top. So the question for you and your organization isn't just how you're going to tackle this, it's who. Who is going to own this? Who's going to lead the charge?